I'm Ruby from Ruby's Bedtime Stories. Today I'm going to read The Cat Who Was King by Sarah Harrison, and this book has been sent to me from England. This is a story about a cat who's soft and grey and rather fat. He's confident about one thing, that in his home he is the king. This cat called Tom wakes early each day, and from then on his mission to eat and to play. So first on his list is to wake up the one who will fill up his bowl and therefore his tum. He deftly jumps onto Mum's bed and kneads his paws into her head. And Sam's mum would say, with a frown on her face, "That cat seems to think he's the king of this place." Bored after breakfast, he lay on some stuff that looked like it lacked a nice coating of fluff. To break up the long and monotonous hours, Tom chewed the heads off of Mum's favourite flowers. He meowed to come in, he meowed to go out. He tripped Sam's mum up and messed her about. And when he came in from the garden at last, he had dirt on his paws and decided it must be time to relax on Mum's favourite sweater and chew up the stamp she'd put out for her letter. And Sam's mum would say, with a frown on her face, "That cat seems to think he's the king of this place." After a snooze, he decided to take a walk on the freshly washed countertops. Kick! Still warm from the oven, he couldn't resist the smallest of nibbles. Then next on his list, to jump on the table and up to the shelf, to glance in the mirror, admire himself. Soon he was hungry and set off to find a morsel to eat, the idea in his mind. To pester Sam's mum until she would provide a full bowl once again, so he'd feel satisfied. To get her attention, he decided to leap onto her pile of papers and keep batting the pens till they fell to the floor and wrecking her work with one deftly swiped paw. Sam's mum was quite cross with him acting this way, and the tone of her voice made the cat run away. But not easily thwarted, Tom padded back to gently remind her he needed a snack. And Sam's mum would say, with a frown on her face, "That cat seems to think he's the king of this place." The lunch he was offered was not to his taste. He picked at it crossly, a scowl on his face. Tom thought, "I'll show Mum how disgusted I feel and just how much dislike I had for that meal." So he swiftly deposited half of his food on the floor in the kitchen. Now wasn't that rude? It rained after lunch and Tom thought that he didn't want to go out in the rain for a wee. But what could he do? Maybe no one would care under the stair? Judging by Mum's angry shout from the hall, it seemed that she minded the wee after all. So Tom braved the rain and ran out into the yard. Knocked over Mum's plant pot and stared very hard. From under a pot ran a very scared mouse. Tom pounced and he carried it into the house. When Mum saw the mouse, she shrieked out in fear, "Tom, take that thing and get out of here!" But Tom dropped the mouse, remembering then that now it was almost mealtime again. And Sam's mum would say with a frown on her face, "That cat seems to think he's the king of this place." Tom glanced with disinterest at his bowl of food. He was bored with these flavours, not in the mood. He sniffed at his dinner with utter contempt, turned up his nose and off he went. "That cat is too fat. He needs to be thinner. He has messed me about and he won't have his dinner," yelled Mum as she threw all Tom's supper away. "That cat won't get any more cat food today." "Well, that suits me fine," thought Tom as he leapt onto the table and stole Sam's baguette. "I much prefer the cheese and the butter to that horrible cat food you forced me to stuff her." But later that evening, whilst feeling quite thin, Tom went to retrieve his old meal from the bin. Was it as bad as first it had seemed? He tugged out the contents, his green eyes gleamed. Amongst all the rubbish he gladly discovered fish bones and eggshells and crumbs for the cupboards. And Sam's mum would say, with a frown on her face, "That cat seems to think he's the king of this place." So after a long day of being the boss, creating confusion and making Mum cross, soiling and breaking and wrecking the house and stealing the cake and chasing the mouse, being fussy with food, keeping Mum on her toes, Tom likes to lay down with Sam for a doze. While Sam settles down with the bedtime book, Tom sticks his face in the way for a look. And Sam's mum would say, with a smile on her face, "That cat seems to think he's the king of this place." And Tom thought to himself, "Well, of course I am. But even the king likes to curl up with Sam." Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the book. And a big thank you to Sarah Harrison for sending me this lovely book. Thank you. Bye.